Myth number 10. I don't have the money. Well, honestly, this has got to be my favorite complaint because it gets at the heart of what I do. When people tell me that they don't have the money for life insurance, what it's saying to me is that they have priorities. They're thinking about life. They may value a policy very much, but they're fighting the good fight in daily life, living paycheck to paycheck. They start to see inflation getting the better of them. They're getting beat down in the rat race. And so they're going to seek to trim expenses wherever they can, and life insurance is just something that can go. Especially when there's husbands and wives together arguing about money, which is way too common. And understandable given the fact that life's just hard. So, what you need to know in all of this is, number one, that life insurance keeps going up in price even faster than inflation does. Because the older you get, the fewer years it's going to be before the inevitable takes place. You are going to die, and there's fewer years to do that, and so the premiums get bunched up towards the end. And the second thing that happens is that your health starts to decline, and unless you have really good health, your insurance is going to cost a little bit more. Much more if it's really bad health. So those two things combine, and they triple when it's a couple involved, because the odds that one or the other in a couple is going to have a serious health issue is much better than just one of them would. Twice as much, actually. So that being the case, you need to buy it early if you're going to buy it at all. And so we should question this. Should you buy it at all? Well, if you don't, what's your other alternative? Are you going to try to live to save money for your spouse by saving money in the stock market or through savings? Well, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, you're certainly not going to get very far with that. What about if you had a forced savings plan that was put to the side that the two of you just agreed, no, you're never going to touch that. And you're just going to keep that thing going and going and going until the day that one of you passes. Or you both have policies, so if one passes and the other is the beneficiary, and vice versa. And if you both pass, then the children, they become beneficiaries, contingent beneficiaries. So that's how you take care of your family ultimately, because now you might have a large face amount that's going to go there. Even if you die tomorrow, that's going to go. All that work and striving and worry that you've had is already taken care of by a life insurance policy. And it covers every conceivable situation that could go wrong. And you know, Murphy's Law. Murphy's my great-great-great-grandfather. I know Murphy's Law. If anything can go wrong, it will go wrong. Have you ever heard of that before? Well, in life, unfortunately, that's what happens. Bad things do happen even to very good people with the best of intentions. And one thing is certain, actually, that everybody's going to die. Everyone's going to have funeral expenses. Everybody's going to all mourn at some point for somebody. It's just a question of who goes first and how that happens. And how expensive it's going to be, because it's going to be an expense. This is not something that you can hide from. It's something that's inevitable. And since all that's true, you need to look at it in a different way. You have to say to yourself, okay, I'm living paycheck to paycheck and there's a struggle, but something's going to have to change here. I'm going to have to do something different than what I've been doing. And so what I'm going to suggest to you is pay early. Consider it a savings account. Put that money in, and then look what's going to happen in reverse. Now you're building up an asset that you have that you can use for collateral, maybe to start a business, maybe to put money down on a house, which is then going to turn around and build more assets for you, and you have your money working for you. If you'll just have the discipline to prioritize the life insurance rather than pushing it to the side, everything changes. You're the person that I'm helping the most because you told me that you couldn't afford it. And what I'm telling you is you cannot afford not to have it. And you know what you need to do? Honestly, you need to come to me because I'm a broker agent. I'm going to find you the best policy for the least expensive, something that's going to work within your budget. I'm going to give you the most coverage for the least cost given your qualifications, which particularly at a young age will never be a better situation for you. You could never get it cheaper than you can get it right now.